welcome back to the channel. Rocket Lab is a company that builds satellites and spacecraft that are being used by both governments and commercial enterprises. In this video, I'll cover everything you need to know about the company. Here is the video format. First, I will explain what Rocket Lab do, when it was established, and other basic information so you will have a good understanding of the company. Then I'll talk about the products they are selling, who they sell the products to, and what are the different use cases for those products. Finally, I'll talk about their business model and financial results. Everything I say is not a financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research. Let's start by introducing the company. Rocket Lab is a space company that focuses on launching satellites and building spacecraft systems. It was founded in New Zealand in 2006, and today the company is headquartered in Long Beach, California. Rocket Lab started gaining attention from its small satellite launch vehicle called Electron. This rocket is designed to carry relatively light payloads up to around 300 kilograms to low Earth orbit. It's one of the most frequently launched rockets in the United States, second only to SpaceX. What makes Electron unique is that it's relatively low cost and also it's well suited for commercial and defense related missions. But Rocket Lab isn't just about launching rockets. A big part of their business today is in what's called space systems. That means they design and manufacture spacecraft platforms and satellite components. This includes things like solar power systems, navigation sensors, and flight software. Their technology used by both commercial customers and government agencies. Rocket Lab operates in two main launch sites, one in New Zealand and another one in Virginia. They also have R&D and production facilities across the US, Canada, and New Zealand. So now that we have some background about the company, let's talk about their products. Rocket Lab main business today focuses at three core products and services: Electron, HASTE, and the upcoming Neutron rocket. Let's break each one down. The first most important one is the Electron. This is a small orbital rocket designed to carry lightweight satellites into low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit is anything between 160 to 2,000 kilometers above ground. It can carry anywhere from 150 to 300 kilograms per launch, and it became one of the most frequently used rockets in the United States. Electron is primarily used for dedicated launches, which means a single customer can send up their payload on their own schedule instead of waiting for a rideshare. That makes it attractive for companies that want fast and flexible access to space. A typical Electron launch costs around $7.5 million up to $8 million. That might sound high, but for companies that need fast, reliable access to space, especially for time-sensitive missions, it's often worth it. Rocket Lab's clients for Electron include companies like SciencePective and IQPS, both based in Japan. The second major product is HASTE, which stands for Hypersonic Accelerator Suborbital Test Electron. It's a modified version of the Electron rocket designed specifically for missions below the orbit that simulate hypersonic flight and can be used by the defense sector. Hypersonic flight is a speed of 5 times greater than the speed of sound. HASTE missions are more expensive than the regular Electron launches, with cost estimates between $12 to $15 million per flight. That pricing reflects the specialized equipment needed for defense-related testing. Finally, looking ahead, Rocket Lab is working on a much larger rocket called Neutron. This is a medium-lift, reusable rocket designed to carry up to 13 metric tons to orbit. Neutron is meant to compete with rockets like SpaceX Falcon 9, but it's specifically designed to support satellites deployments and government missions. It also has potential for cargo missions. Neutron hasn't launched yet, but it's expected to start flying in 2025. And now let's talk about some recent developments. Rocket Lab has officially been selected to join the US Space Force National Security Space Launch Program, also known as the NSSL Phase 3. This program is worth up to $5.6 billion and covers high-priority national defense missions. Rocket Lab is now one of the only 5 companies eligible to compete on these contracts. As part of the selection, the company received an initial $5 million task order to begin mission assurance work. This is a strong validation for their upcoming Neutron rocket, which is expected to launch, as I said, sometime this year. And now let's finish up with their financial results and what analysts think about their stock price. First, revenue is growing at a strong phase. In the first quarter of 2025, Rocket Lab brought in about $122 million, and that's a 32% increase compared to the same period last year. It also hit the high end of their guidance. For the full year of 2024, they generated $436 million, which is nearly 78% jump from 2023. And looking ahead, they're guiding for $130 to $140 million in revenue for the second quarter of 2025. But now let's talk about profitability. Despite growing revenue, Rocket Lab is still far from being profitable. In first quarter of 2025, the company reported a net loss of $60 million, which is worse than the $44 million they reported the year before. Operating cash burn also increased sharply, reaching $54 million compared to just $2.6 million in first quarter 2024. Now let's look at their cash and liquidity. By the end of the first quarter of 2025, Rocket Lab had about $303 million in cash, boosted by $92 million of equity offering. That gives them enough runway, at least for now. Analysts estimate the company will burn around $107 million in cash during 2025, so they will need to execute well on their future plans to avoid needing more funding. Now, when it comes to analysts, some predict the stock price can reach up to $50, and some of them say the stock price had become expensive and can go down to $35. But as always, make sure you do your own research because analysts can be completely wrong. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.